The ocean is terrifying, like really terrifying. It remains one of the last unexplored areas on Earth, and for good reason. From the rippling waves on the surface all the way down to the deepest part of the ocean, it is just over 36,000 feet deep. That's 7,000 feet more than the height of Mount Everest. It's a depth that's pretty hard to grasp for us humans, so I'm gonna do my best to portray the true depth of the ocean in this video. If you don't already have thalassophobia, you might by the end of this video. Let's take a breath and dive. Just 9 feet down, we reach the average depth of an Olympic swimming pool. If you've ever swam to the bottom, you've probably felt the pressure build up in your ears. This is barely scratching the surface. To put it in perspective, if the entire depth of the ocean was the length of one football field, a 9-foot swimming pool would be just 1 inch deep. Continuing down, at a depth of about 130 feet, about the height of a 10 to 12 story building, we reach the deepest recreational scuba diving limit. To safely go any deeper would require special equipment and certifications. Over on the football field, we still haven't even gone half a yard. The deepest swimming pool in the world, Deep Dive Dubai, reaches a depth of 200 feet. That's about 20 stories straight down. It opened in 2021 and holds a ridiculous 14 million liters of fresh water, enough to fill about 6 Olympic swimming pools. On our football field scale though, we've barely moved. At 200 feet down, we've made it just past half a yard. We haven't even taken a full step. Venturing deeper, at a depth of about 656 feet, we reach the end of the photic zone. This is as deep as sunlight can reach. Everything deeper than this lives in complete darkness, never once seeing the light of day. The worst part, we're not even close to the bottom. On our football field, we're not even at the 2-yard line. Just a reminder for any non-Americans watching, there are 100 yards in a football field. That's over 98% in complete darkness. Going deeper still, at 831 feet, we reach the free diving world record. The record is held by Herbert Nitsch. In 2012, Nitsch dove to a depth of 831 feet, beating his previous world record of 600 feet. He did these dives all on a single breath, and the last one nearly killed him. This depth on the football field brings us to 2.3 yards. At a depth of 1,083 feet, we reached the height of the Eiffel Tower, flipped upside down, and dropped into the ocean. On the football field, that's just past the 3-yard line. Even deeper, the One World Trade Center at 1,776 feet and the Burj Khalifa at 2,722 feet brings us to 5 yards and just over 7.5 yards respectively. One of, if not the greatest engineering achievements in all of human history, a building so tall you can watch the sunset at the bottom, ride the elevator to the top, and then watch the sunset again. And it still barely scratches the surface. At around 7,300 feet, we hit the depth record for a sperm whale dive. That's about 1.5 miles straight down on a single breath. These whales can hold their breath for over an hour, casually plunging into pitch blackness to hunt for giant squid in one of the most alien environments on Earth. On our football field, we're just past the 20-yard line. The whale turns around here, but we're gonna go deeper. At 12,500 feet, we reach the final resting place of the Titanic. It's been sitting here on the ocean floor since 1912, over 2 miles below the surface. At this depth, the water pressure reaches about 6,000 psi. The fact that anything can even be alive in these conditions is insane. On our football field, we're only at the 35-yard line, not even halfway. Okay, let's pause for a second. Down here, things get weird, like sci-fi movie monster weird. We're talking about zombie worms, creatures with no mouth, no stomach, and no eyes that survive by dissolving the bones of dead whales and absorbing the nutrients. Yeah, they exist. And no, I don't want to talk about how. Then there's the barrel eye fish, whose head is completely see-through. You can actually see its eyeballs floating inside its skull. And finally, the Dumbo octopus. You know what? Okay, this one is actually pretty cute. Continuing on deeper, at about 27,000 feet down, we reach the deepest recorded fish ever found. It's called the Mariana snailfish, and it was spotted at the edge of existence. On our football field scale, we've reached the 75-yard line. Just 5 more yards on the field, at a depth of about 29,000 feet, we would be standing on the summit of Mount Everest. That's the tallest mountain on Earth, flipped upside down and dropped into the ocean. And even here, with the full height of Everest submerged beneath the waves, we still haven't reached the bottom. We have to travel another 6,800 feet. At a depth of 35,876 feet, we've finally reached the bottom of the ocean, the Mariana Trench, the deepest, darkest, coldest, and most hostile environment on the planet. Fun fact, James Cameron, some guy that directed a couple indie movies, became the first person to solo dive to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. How cool is that? This is it, the 100-yard line. We've gone deeper than 99.9% of life on Earth. Hopefully, this video helped you grasp the true scale of the ocean in all of its horrifying glory. If you enjoyed the ride, please do not forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for joining me on this journey.